Hi everyone, welcome to the Beadaholique Design Space. I'm Kat Sylvia and I'm joined by Julie Bean, and today we are talking all about handmade holiday decorations. I am so excited. This is so timely, obviously, because it is the holidays and everybody is probably just starting to decorate the trees. I know a lot of people do it on Black Friday or that weekend, but we're going to be talking all about different things and some great gift ideas too. So.
Absolutely, and I know in my family, every single year I make a handmade ornament,
Mm-hmm.
and I love seeing them year after year. I love putting them on my tree.
It kind of becomes like a yearbook of Christmas.
It does, it does. So it's a nice tradition. So if you have that tradition, I know a lot of people do, we hope to give you some new ideas this year, because I also am always looking for ideas.
Well, and you think like, oh, well, it's Christmas, so it's the same stuff year after year, but it's like, no, there's different ways to do things, new stuff comes out, so we're going to be showing you some new projects that we made this year, and some old favorites, of course, as well.
Yeah, and so we're going to be like really taking techniques that you might already know from your jewelry making skills and applying them to ornaments, garlands, decorations, wine charms, lots of fun things.
Yeah, so why don't you come on in and take a look at our table here. We're going to kind of do a little pass and kind of show you what we're going to be doing here today. So if you're just kind of joining me, we are talking all about holiday decorations. So over here we have some beautiful kits and lovely ideas for that. That's a great gift idea. And as you can see, you'll kind of see it along the bottom there. That's a beautiful vintage Christmas garland. So that'll be really beautiful around the tree. We're going to be talking a little bit about some wine charms. That makes a great little gift. We also have some individualized ornaments here, and you can actually put your little initial on the back or maybe the date of a year. So there's that as well. We have some brick stitch ornaments. We're going to be talking about some wire frames here as well. And as Julie was talking about, one of our favorite techniques here is kumihimo. So we've made some kumihimo candy canes, which is so cool. And then, Julie, take it away. What do you got over there?
So over here, I've also done some wire wrapping on some filigree. So I've used some pretty crystals, and you have these nice pieces. And I know for me, when I'm doing a handmade ornament, I'm looking at scale. Mm-hmm. And I love that these are already pretty big.
Yeah, that's
these
nice.
are nice. So you don't have to do a lot to them. You can also glue some flat backs on them, of course. And then here I have this really pretty, I think very elegant cross ornament.
Beautiful,
you see right here.
Crystal.
Mm-hmm. And just imagine that with the twinkle lights.
Oh, yes.
And I just was able to use some illusion cord. So this is going to be a great little tip we're going to give you here. If you are looking for a way of stringing your ornaments, illusion cord is a great way of doing it. And I do apologize, my voice is a little gravelly today. I have one of those winter colds started. And then up here is what we're going to be making. So not this one here. We do have a full video tutorial on it. But over here I'm going to be making a memory wire ornament using a bracelet memory wire and another memory wire ornament using ring memory wire. And all the supplies you see here can be purchased at Beadaholique.com, and we have a lot more tutorials as well at Beadaholique.
Absolutely, yeah. It's a great resource for you guys if you're looking to learn something new. I know a lot of people who aren't generally crafty all year round all of a sudden try to want to make handmade gifts.
Yes.
And it's a great thing. So we have from beginner to intermediate to advanced, so anything that you're looking to get into, or potentially you're looking for a gift for a beader that you might not bead yourself, but we have lots of gifts and great ideas there as well.
Yeah, so go ahead and look at the Beadaholique website, and you're going to be able to find everything you see here, including like even Kat's amazing patterns for these brick stitch ornaments.
You.
So she created
these great colorful patterns there, so you can just kind of see. You'll get a nice, easy to read pattern. It's a great image, and then you can make your brick stitch ornament. So it's wonderful, wonderful.
Yeah.
Over at Beadaholique.com.
Yep. And if you've joined us before, we're going to talk about something fun here right now. Because it's the holidays, and even if it wasn't the holidays, we'd still do this because every live class that we do, and we do these once a month, we do a giveaway.
Yes.
But it's even more fun because it's the holidays.
You know what? And that's why we wanted to give a trio of kits, because this is going to be great, and I'm going to actually be showing you how to make something very similar to this. We have our Snowflake Christmas ornament kits, and this you actually get a set of 6, and these are beautiful crystal snowflakes, and they're so fun at your tree or in your window. So wonderful. And then if you're into a little bit of bead weaving, we have the odd count peyote and the Christmas party. So you're actually going to get all the supplies and the patterns to make both of those bracelets, which is really, really fun. And then we also have a beautiful trio of earrings, and this is a great little gift. So you can give this whole thing as a gift, or you can make all 3 pairs and then you have 3 gifts knocked out all in one. So it's great. So those are featuring Swarovski crystals and Swarovski crystal pearls.
So this is the giveaway, and we are going to be giving it away live at the end of the show. So to enter, all you have to do is comment. So you can say Happy Holidays. You can tell us your favorite handmade Christmas ornament you've ever made, or what you're going to be doing this season. So
your favorite Christmas song, whatever you want. Just say hi.
Or say hi, just tell us where you're from. We always love reading those comments too. So leave a comment, and your comment can also be a question. That's also why we do live classes, is so that we can answer questions live here. But that will enter you to win, and at the end of the show, we will randomly draw one name, and that person will get that gift.
It's very exciting. And we wanted to do some great kits so you guys will have everything you need. So. And
I am going to talk about this right now because we are talking giveaways. We are starting our 12 giveaways of Christmas on Monday. So check that out. You could go to the blog. So you could go to beadaholique.com, and then there's a link at the top of the page, towards the top of the page, to our designer's blog. And in that, we have just posted our 12 giveaways, how to enter post. And we do this every single year. It's our annual giveaway. We do 12 giveaways, and we have so much fun putting them together.
And yeah, we have a lot in store for you guys this year. We went a little overboard, just a little bit though.
we were playing Santa's helpers.
Yes.
So check that out. We will reveal a new giveaway each weekday starting Monday. So please check that out too.
And we will have all that information on Facebook as well. So as you guys are thinking about posting, or maybe you've forgotten, we'll be definitely reminding you every day to post.
Absolutely. All right, shall we begin with some making?
Yeah, let's start into it. So as we were talking, I was going to do the Swarovski ornaments, or excuse me, the Snowflake ornaments. So I have one here. Now this uses Czech glass. Now this is actually a little project that I did. So this is a really fun little thing, and it's a great use of maybe some extra beads that you might have around. You can do this with seed beads, crystals, if you want to be really nice and fancy. But this is a great little ornament that can go on your tree, but it also works really well as a nice little gift topper. So I'm going to show you guys how to make these. And it's so easy because you already get the form for these in the snowflakes. So this is the size that I'm going to be working with here today. We also do have it in several other sizes. This is one of our larger size here. And these you guys may have seen these before. I've done these several times throughout the years. I've made red, white, and blue ones as little fireworks, or I've made little butterflies with these. So these are great little forms, and you can see that they're really nice and stiff. You can't really bend them around too much. So they're really going to hold their shape, and they pack flat when you're sort of packing away your Christmas decorations at the end of the year. All right, so I have in front of me here just some different sizes and different shapes of some Czech glass beads. So what I want to point out to you, and you can kind of look here on my example, the interior beads there, that's probably the most important that you're going to deal with. You're going to want to go with a 3mm bead, regardless of what color you have, or you can, of course, go with a seed bead. But because those guys are so tightly packed in there, you can't really go with a super large bead. So I'm going to start with some 3mm beads, and then I also have here, I have some beautiful teardrops and like a crystal AB here. I have some donuts and just some other fire polish beads here. I have some 4s and 6s, and these are just wonderful, and some 8mm here. And I love these. These are actually 2 different blue mixes. So if you're wanting to create like a kind of frozen crystal icicle-y kind of style, just go ahead and get the mix, and then you can mix and match because, you know, each snowflake is individual. All right, so I'm going to just show you guys how easy it is. So let me start by, like I said, putting on one of my 3mm beads here. And I'm going to slide that all the way down to the bottom. And you're going to work one spoke at a time. So as you're building up your first one, just kind of decide what design you want to work with. All right, so I'm going to take one of these sort of icy blue colors and slide that down there. I think that's pretty. And how about a donut? Just to give a little dimension. You can see that it kind of is starting to come out and create some great dimension there. I'm going to add another blue bead. And let's put one of those teardrops on here. There we go. That's nice. So you can see it start to come out a little bit. And I want to add some silver in here as well. So let's do a silver. And I think I'll do another donut. And maybe let's go in with a 3mm. I'm just designing this as I go, just whatever I feel like I want to do. Let's see.
And there's no wrong way of doing it.
That's kind of the wonderful thing is that, you know, everybody can kind of sit down together and make their own. This is a great Christmas party thing, you know. I know a lot of people decorate, you know, Christmas cookies, or if you want to do this, this is a really fun little technique.
Well, what's nice is Christmas cookies are wonderful and gingerbread houses are wonderful, but they're gone after, well, after a few hours if it's cookies, but
not in my house.
after a season. But these you get to hang on to.
Yeah, and you know, if you, like I said, if you're doing a little party or situation, it's really nice and easy because the only tool that you need is a round nose plier. All right, so I've kind of loaded up what I think is kind of pretty there. I got some blue and some crystal and some silver. I think that'll look really nice with some sparkles behind it, a nice little tree. So you have about 1/4 inch to 1/2 inch, probably a little bit closer to 1/2 inch, I'd say. Just kind of eyeballing it. So what you want to do is you want to just take your round nose plier there, and you're going to come at the very tip. And what you're going to do is you're just going to kind of hold your beads there, and you're just going to bend it around and create a little loop that's just going to bend all the way in. And you can just kind of rotate your pliers until you get a nice little loop there. And bend all the way down. There we go. And now my beads aren't going to go anywhere on that, and they're going to have a little bit of freedom to kind of move around as they twinkle. So I'm gonna close that loop up a little bit better. I don't like that as much. There we go. There we go. A little bit nicer. There we go, a little tighter. All right, now I'm happy with it. So that's it. So I'm gonna continue, and I'm actually gonna make the rest of this so I can show you my finished snowflake here, but I'm gonna toss it to Julie because she's gonna be talking about some of her ornaments that she's gonna be making.
Yeah, we're gonna be doing a little bit back and forth here so that we can cover a lot of different techniques. So I'm gonna start with my memory wire ornament that uses the bracelet memory wire. So it does have a nice kind of classic ornament round shape. And if you can see here, we've also got this dangle with the little charm. Again, pick whichever charm you like. I like this one because it actually has a left and right facing one. I'm going to do a set of 2 ornaments. So if you go to beadaholique.com, this is actually a set of 4 memory wire ornaments that you can make. So 2 of the one using the bracelet memory wire and 2 of the one using the ring memory wire. And let me show you how to make this. So for your tools, you're going to need a round nose plier, a memory wire cutter, a regular cutter, and a chain nose. So you probably have a lot of these tools at home. The memory wire cutter might be the only one you don't have if you haven't already done memory wire, but this is a great tool and you definitely want to use it to cut memory wire because memory wire is very strong and it can cause damage to your regular cutters if you use them. So what we want to do is we want to cut a little over a full loop, and I'm going to be generous here because I'm going to trim it later. So I'm going to cut right here. So you see I've got 1 full loop and then probably another almost 2 inches. And I know I'm going to trim it, so I might as well cut it a little bit extra. So just as Kat made a little loop at the end of hers, I'm going to make a little loop at the end of mine, again using round nose. So I'm just going to grab it and rotate. So there, I've got my little loop all set, and now I'm going to start loading beads. And for this one, I'm going to be using an assortment of, I've got little Czech seed beads, I've got these little rondelles and silver and red. This actually large hole bead is for my next ornament, so are these little green ones, and then I've got these pretty emerald color bicones. So I'm going to use my first ornament kind of as my guide, and I'm going to string on a clear Czech bead, a red one, a clear one, and a red one. So I just put that right onto the memory wire, and memory wire is great because it holds its shape. That's why we love it so much. And then I'm going to put on a bicone, followed by another clear bead, red bead, clear bead, red bead. Slide it down, and now I'm going to put on this rondelle, and this is just a Czech glass one. Actually, I think it's the same one Kat might have used in her sample.
Oh yeah.
We love these, they're so sparkly. All right, and then another another crystal, red, so I'm almost doing like a little candy cane stripe. And then another bicone, and this is my sequence. So let me show you what I've got. When they slide down, you see they're not coming off of the end because I've got that nice loop there. And this is my pattern. So it's gonna be the 4 Czech seed beads, the bicone, 4 Czech seed beads, the rondelle, the 4 Czech seed beads, the bicone, and now I'll do 4 more Czech seed beads and another rondelle. So I'm gonna keep on doing this pattern, and I'm just going to repeat it until I make my full loop. And if you have any questions about this, please do write them in the comment section. We've got Brian, who you might have spoken with already. He is actually one of our awesome customer service team members. So when you call into Beadaholique.com, or when you call into Beadaholique and ask a question, you might be getting him, and he helps us here. He is the one answering all these questions for you and providing links when we're doing these live classes.
I just love working with a lot of these Czech glass beads. They're just, you can get a lot of different colors and variety, and they're just really wonderful and versatile. You start realizing there are a lot of ways to use them.
Absolutely. And I think we always have fun this time of year doing, we love making jewelry, but it's fun to kind of challenge our brains.
Yeah, to think outside the box. Yes. And, like I said, a lot of people, they do Christmas the same every year. We have our traditions, and I love our traditions. But, the other thing, too, is that you're always looking for a unique gift for someone, and sometimes that is hard to come up with. So, yeah. All right, so while he's focused on me, I have actually finished my little ornament here.
Oh my gosh, that was so fast.
I love this. This actually turned out really well.
It's really cute.
But I love the combination of the blue and the crystal there. You can also see just it kind of sparkles, that's why you want to not make that loop too tight. You want to give it a little bit of room to kind of move around. But yeah, this is a really nice thing. This is a great little gift topper. If you're making a nice little packaged gift and you want to just go the extra mile and sort of add this. But yeah, this is a great little craft for parties and everything as well. So, and you can actually see how many beads I still have left over. So you're going to be able to make a ton of different styles, and you can do some red, white, green. You can do even more blue. You can, like I said, you can go with some Swarovski crystals. And if you're really feeling the snowflake, you can actually add little dangles to all these little simple wire loops that you have there at the end, or you can add a big crystal at the bottom or another snowflake charm. Just go crazy and have so much fun with these. And when you start to do them in different sizes, you really get a really unique decoration. So yeah, so that is sort of that. And kind of while I have you guys here, something similar to this is these holiday wire frames. Now this is a really great little set. You can create your own sort of one of a kind. And you get these lovely little frames here in the back, and you get some wire. So this is going to involve a little bit of wire wrapping if you like. You can also just sort of finish them, and we have some great examples of some of our finished pieces right here. So you can see that there's a beautiful star, a bell, and a little heart there. So again, this is using a lot of those Czech glass seed beads. These are 6/0 seed beads, and they come in lots of different mixes. So we have this sort of lovely little Christmas mix, and then we have this great metallics mix as well. Right. So yeah, so lots of fun stuff there.
And I've almost finished my whole
circle. Oh my goodness.
And I know we also have a question. So I'm going to quickly get to the next stage here real quick as we're answering the question.
Yeah, Lena asks, other than wine glass charms, what other kind of projects can you use ring size memory wire for?
Sure.
Oh, yeah.
So Lena's asking, other than wine charms, what can you use ring size memory wire for? Well, Julie's actually going to be showing you an ornament using ring size memory wire in just a second. But yeah, we do have wine charms. We can also, one of the other things too is that I want to kind of point out to you, and I can maybe kind of show you guys here. So this is some ring memory wire here. One of the things that's really nice about this is you see that cut right there? You can actually come directly across and create a nice little sort of frame with these. So you can actually create your own beadable frames with memory wire, which is kind of what Julie's doing here. But you can also do it with the ring memory wire as well, because this you can actually kind of set something into, and you can wire wrap onto this, which is really, really wonderful. And Julie's going to show you how to stretch it out, and you can actually wire wrap in between this as well. So you can also make rings, You
can make rings. I'm going to show you how to make a ornament hook out of it.
Yep.
Kat's going to show you some really nice fancy ornament hooks. And I'm going to show you a little bit more of a basic ornament hook using the ring memory wire. And then something that we saw that we didn't have time to prep for this class, which was so cool. It was decorating candles with memory wire that's been beaded. So hopefully we'll get that project up on the website. We just didn't have time for it, but I would definitely recommend using one of the faux candles, because you're going to have wax and fire and everything if you do a real candle. But it was cool because we've seen people who have actually spun the memory wire around candles, which is really cool.
And you could use the ring memory wire, because I've seen they have the pillar candles, the tall, the taper candles. So you could actually kind of run that around there and beat it up if you wanted to, because once this is pretty flexible because it's supposed to be, but once you really stretch it, it'll hold that shape, so it'll kind of look like a nice little coil. So you can do that as well. And again, it's all about that presentation. So if you're giving a candle and you want to just give a little extra memory wire or a little beaded thing that they can put on another candle that they might get throughout the year, it's perfect.
Or you know what I just thought? How about around the top of a wine bottle?
Oh, I like that.
Yeah, you could do
that's
it. Like
cute.
you could actually just take this exact thing,
Yeah.
not put the tassel on it, and put it around the top of a wine bottle.
And that would be cute because you can actually put maybe like a little initial charm or something on the
you're
bottom.
giving us a gift?
Mm-hmm. Oh,
That
that'd
would
be
be
cute.
fun. Okay,
So thank you, Lena.
lots of ideas. All right, I'm ready to show the next step here.
Fantastic.
So if we look at what I've got on my table here, so you see that I've come to basically the end. I've made a full circle here. And so what I'm going to do is, just as Kat left about a ½ inch to do her little loop, I'm going to do about the same thing here, and I'm going to cut this with my memory wire cutters again. And I'm going to hold this so it doesn't fly out and hit someone. Ah, I know. Sometimes it shoots across the room. All right, and I'm going to try to make about the same size loop as I did here. And you'll notice I'm bending it backwards because I want these loops to stand upright versus curve inward. I'm going to try to make that loop about the same size. There we go. So now I've got the two loops. And right now they're side by side. I am going to just pull them to overlap them here in a minute. But to make my little dangle, so I've got 2 more pieces to finish up this ornament. I want to make the little dangle that holds the angel charm, and I want to make my little ornament hook. So I'm going to start with the little dangle, and for that I'm going to want to use an eye pin. So I just have a regular eye pin, and on it, let me grab the beads so we don't have to move the camera. I'm going to do 2 of these little check glass beads, 2 of my little bicones, and another one of my rondelles. So I'm just going to put that right on to the eye pin, just like so. And now I'm just going to create a simple wire loop right here. Okay. So I've just got that little loop, pull it around.
It's so easy.
Yeah, it is. But you know what? I did kind of forget. I think I wanted to make that loop a little bit bigger to be easier to grab those. I'm so used to making my loops match.
Oh.
So we'll see if this works. I might have to redo this one. But where it crisscrosses, we're just going to cut it.
And I love that you can put any charm in there and, you know, really just make it your own. And again, like an initial charm is always lovely around the holidays. It really shows that you went the extra mile to personalize it.
Yeah, initial or date charm.
Oh,
this is the
yeah.
time to use those date ones because I know often we go ahead and we do mark them with dates. All
It's
right.
either baby's first Christmas or first, you know, Christmas together
Yep.
or a newlywed.
And it's fun to look back at that. I love that. I just put some on my tree that said like 2012 and I was like, oh, I remember that. All right, let's see if this works, guys. I might have to make this loop a little bit bigger to capture it, or it might work.
Yeah, I have a little computer ornament that says 2000 because it was back with the Y2K.
Oh, yeah.
And it has like a little broken screen on it. It's really cute.
All right, guys, I'm going to make this loop bigger. Wonk, wonk. Okay, let me make
That's
that a
okay.
little
That's
bit
why
bigger.
we have so many eye pins.
Yes, it will be easier to capture it. All right, so I just cut that off. Same process.
Yeah, so you're just showing it again. It's good.
Yeah.
So in case you guys missed it.
All right, so now on this one, I'm gonna make this loop bigger. So to make it bigger, I'm just gonna go further down on my pliers. And now you can see we have a nice big loop, which should hang better.
And that'll make it, yeah, nice and easy to get on there.
Okay, so again, pull it together so they overlap.
I was actually just thinking, I bet you could do a circle within a circle with the ring memory wire. I was trying to think of some other little ideas, and I was like, oh, you could do a little circle within a circle
Okay.
and kind of still attach it the same way.
That was much easier.
There we go.
All right, now to attach our charm. So to attach our charm, we're just going to open this up here at the bottom. Slide on the little loop for our charm and close it back up. And speaking of the memory wire, now I'm going to grab the memory wire right here, and I am going to make a really simple little ornament hook. So to do that, I'm just going to take the memory wire, stretch it out, kind of force it into the shape I want, trim it. So I just made like a big S. Now you can trim it here, you can trim it here, you can make it as big or as little as you like. And then we're just going to want a little smaller. Make another loop. Okay, so we made a little loop, so we have a hook. And you can always manipulate it more to wrap around your Christmas branch a little bit more. Too many tools. All right, and then open this guy up. Slip him on to both loops and close him up. And there you've got your ornament. And so here now you have a pair. So you've got the two angels and you've got the two loops.
I love that. That's so neat.
And it's really fun because you get 12 loops in one of these memory wire packets. So you could make about 11 of these.
I was going to say, you're going to lose a little memory wire in the process,
so
but that's really nice.
10 or 11 of these.
And you definitely get plenty of the ring memory wire as well, so you can make yourself some wine charms as well.
Absolutely.
Yeah, there's a lot of projects here, and we always try to be aware of this, of like, oh, how many can you make if you purchase, the project bundle or all the supplies, because I know we all hate to have leftover beads, but it all happens, but then we end up having just like little bits and bobs of everything, and this is a great way to, hey, if you have some red seed beads left over from a Valentine's Day project, put them in this, use them again.
Or gold or silver.
Yeah, gold, silver, anything. Blue and white is also a very common, holiday color. It's very wintry, as this with my snowflakes, so there's lots of ways to kind of use up what you might already have and then just supplement it with a few different things, like if you just want to buy the snowflake forms, that's great. You might already have some beads at home, so
yeah, it's fun to kind of go through your stash.
Yeah. It's like Christmas all over again.
Exactly.
It's the pre-Christmas.
Yes. So now you're going to show us
yes.
a fancier ornament.
Fancier.
So mine wanted to use the materials that we had.
And that's perfect. I'm going to show you how you can make your own hooks here by using some artistic craft wire. Now this here is 18 gauge, so we have some really fun colors. We have a beautiful red here, and then we also have a lovely Christmas green. But if you happen to have some gold or some non-tarnished brass hanging around, or even some rose gold, perhaps you're trying to coordinate with another piece that you might be gifting, this is a great way to kind of go the extra mile, because I know there are a couple beautiful ornaments that I know a lot of people like to collect, and they have nice little hooks on them, and they sort of display them not on the tree. They have their own sort of little ornament stand. So this is kind of just going the extra mile there. All right, but it's really easy. So I have a couple of examples here. I've done like a really big one, and this is the example I'm going to do here, just sort of that traditional S hook. And then I have some here where I just did that traditional S hook, but what I did is I bent it in a little bit at the center to make and add some Swarovski crystals. So again, just sort of doing a little bit extra embellishment there, and these are beautiful. These are the new shimmer from Swarovski. These are the Ornate and the Siam, the light Siam shimmer. So beautiful Christmas colors, and you can just see how they would just really sparkle really beautifully on that wire. All right, so I'm gonna show you guys how to do this. All right, so I'm gonna use the Christmas green color because I want to. And what I'm gonna do first is get maybe about 6 inches or so. You can kind of eyeball this. I'm gonna use some nylon jaw pliers, and I like to keep it on the spool as I do this. It just gives me a little bit more grip because I just wanna kind of just straighten that out just a little bit. I don't wanna work hard on it too much right away. We'll do that later. I just wanna kind of get it nice and sort of somewhat straight. It's a little bit bent, but well, that's okay. We're gonna bend it anyway. All right, take my flush cutters, come in and clip it off. Now again, this is 18 gauge wire, so it'll be somewhat stiff, but not too bad. All right, I'm gonna actually move that out of the way now. All right, so the main tool that we're gonna use to do this is gonna be our round nose pliers, and then I'm gonna be using bail making pliers. Now these are Wubbers, and this is a 9mm and 7mm here. And this is a great tool if you're gonna be doing a lot of these. However, I have noticed that if you don't have this tool, but you still wanna do this technique, you can use a dowel or something else that you might have. The pliers will make it a little bit easier though. So just a little tip, no pressure, but just a little tip that if you are gonna make a whole bunch of these, I'd go with the pliers. You won't miss them. All right, so let's start at one end. We're gonna grip our round nose pliers and we're just gonna make a simple wire loop, but we wanna make it a nice tiny little loop there at the end because this is just an embellishment. We're not gonna be attaching anything to this. So go ahead and make yourself a nice little tiny simple wire loop. And then I'm gonna use the big side here, the 9mm side. So what I'm gonna do, and I know this is kind of upside down for you guys, but I'm gonna set it in just like so that my little loop is right up against that plier. And I'm gonna take the wire and I'm gonna bend it all the way around that bail, just like so. And what I wanna do is I wanna kind of bend it all the way across because it'll sort of spring back just a little bit. Okay? All right, so now I'm gonna come down maybe about a ½ inch or so. And what I wanna do to create that S-curve is hold my pliers just about like so, and then I'm just gonna curve this going back the other way. And you can see that I'm kind of curving it around, almost making what looks like a little bit of a figure 8. So just around those pliers there. All right, and then I'm gonna come in with my flush cutters, and we're gonna cut it off probably about there, I'd say. So it's just sort of just crossing. And then with my round nose pliers, I'm just gonna turn it out and just make another simple wire loop coming out there. Just to turn that around. There we go. So that is how easy it is to create our little hook. And again, this is 18 gauge wire. But if you want to, what we call work harden something, what we're gonna do is we're gonna take our wire whacker tools. So I'm gonna slide this across here. So these are the wire whackers. They're 2 plates, and you can do this with your hand, or you can do it with a hammer. So if you want to, and warning about sound, I'm gonna be hitting this, so just a second. All right, so what you do is you just kind of hover it over and you give it one good smack. Watch your fingertips, make sure they are out of the way. You don't want those to get hurt. And what that does is that's kind of work hardening it so that it becomes nice and stiff. But if you don't want to do that, what you can do is set it on top. And again, watching the fingers, you can just sort of take your hammer and give it a few little taps. Again, warning on sound, here we go. All right, and now it is actually, you can feel, I can't even move it. It is actually quite a bit stiffer. So this is gonna be really nice, especially if you are planning to hang something a little bit heavier from this. But that's sort of the natural little, S curve that we often see with Christmas ornaments. So the other thing too is that what you can do is you can slightly bend this in a little bit further. And if you want it to sort of close off, you're just gonna wanna cross it, and then you can kind of bring it back a little bit. So if you have your ornament at the bottom, you are good to hang this on something and you're good to go.
I love it.
So, and I feel like I should say this just to be cautious. Please don't make one with crystal and use it in your work hardener. If you need to and you want to work harden the tips of this once you've created it, you can take your nylon jaw pliers and just kind of come over and give it a few good squeezes. This is also work hardening it without hurting that wire at all. So you just kind of squeeze over the top and you're making that wire just a little bit harder. But what I love about this is the wire's inexpensive, so you can, again, this is a great chance for you to use some beads that you might already have, some crystals, and go and have fun. And then again, it's just about going that extra little mile, just a little something extra.
Yeah, they're so pretty, and I love them with that colored wire.
Yeah, it's the perfect use for it. It really is. Yeah. So while we're kind of in the middle here, I want to take a quick break. So if you're just joining us, we want to go over our giveaway again. If you guys have joined us before, we always do a wonderful giveaway for you guys. So as you saw me earlier, I was making some of our Snowflake Christmas ornaments, but we're going to give you guys our full kit to do so. So you guys are going to make some beautiful crystal snowflakes there. You get a set of 6. And if you're into bead weaving, we have our Odd Count Peyote Duo in Christmas Parties. You'll make both those bracelets, or 2 gifts if you like. And then we have our Swarovski pinch belt earring trios. And again, 3 gifts, or, you know, maybe 2 gifts and 1 to wear for your Christmas party.
And then here could be 2 more gifts. So
exactly.
Just 2 kits alone could be 5 Christmas gifts.
Yeah, so these make great gifts as kids, or if you want to make them and then gift them as kids, it's wonderful. So all you need to do is leave a comment. Let us know where you're tuning in from, what your favorite holiday song is, or what you're giving this year. Maybe you guys can share some great gift ideas with each other if we haven't shown anything, or, you know, yeah, just leave a comment and we will announce the winner live in a little while here as we are kind of wrapping up.
Yeah.
So yeah, so let's go over some of the other great things that we have on our table here.
Do you want to, maybe I should start my ornament?
Oh, you know what? Yeah, let's get your ornament started. Because you know, because I was looking at the memory wire and I was like, I want to talk about those. But let's start with your ornament. And yeah, so this is going to be using that ring memory wire that we were talking about.
So here we go. And I think we're just going to start this, and then what I can do is I can do the beading while Kat is talking about the rest of the table. So be a little bit splitting again. So here is the ring memory wire, and we had just talked that you could also put this on a wine bottle. You could spiral this up a faux candle, so lots of different things you can do with it. And on this one, I'm going to start with a little dangle first. So what we've got is we have this tassel, and this actually comes already like this. So I love this tassel. I made a pair of earrings out of it earlier in the year, and I'm like, oh, I could use it for a holiday ornament. So to start, I'm going to make the little extension here. So I'm going to take a bicone, a large hole bead, and another bicone. So if you like large hole beads and you want to figure out how to stabilize them, a really great tip is to put a 6mm bicone in there. And what that does is when you sandwich it, it stays nice and even and straight.
That's a great tip.
So you can make a pair of earrings doing this too. So now we're just going to make a nice little simple wire loop. And again, where it crisscrosses is where we're going to cut it with our normal flush cutters. And we're going to open that loop up with our chain nose pliers. So at this point, this really could be an earring.
Oh yeah, that's a good little, earring.
You could make this an earring. We're going to turn it into the little dangle at the bottom. But there we've got our dangle. So we've got that nice large hole bead, and we have the tassel. And now we're going to do the memory wire portion of this. So like Kat said, you get a lot of coils.
Yes.
You get so many coils. It's really fun. I'm going to do what you don't normally do. I am going to stretch it out. So see, if you start to pull it out, it still does hold its shape, but it holds its stretched out shape.
That's actually really neat. Because you think like,
fun.
oh, don't stretch out memory wire, but once you do, it does stay that way.
Yeah, it stays that way, which is really fun. So I want about 4 coils worth. But again, I'm going to cut myself a little bit extra, and then I'll trim it down later. So just like a bracelet memory wire, you're going to cut this with your memory wire cutters. And I've got that nice spring now.
Oh, nice.
So I'm also going to create a little loop at the base.
And these are all really basic tools, so if you guys don't have any of these tools, a round nose plier, a pair of flush cutters, chain nose plier, and Julie's using the memory wire cutters, but yeah, really great tools just to kind of always have on hand.
You'll use them.
Oh yeah.
You'll find lots of projects and you'll be like, how did I do without that? All right, so we've got that, and that acts as our little bead stopper. So I'm just going to start to bead, and for this one, I'm going to do a crystal bead, or a clear one, I should say. An emeraldy colored one. We're going with that real classic Christmas palette here, and a red one, and I'm going to repeat that. So another clear one, emerald, red, and then one more sequence of that. Okay, and now I'm going to do this great little Czech glass round bead, followed by another one of these rondelles in the silver, and now a nice big red rondelle. Another silver and another green. And this is going to be my pattern that I'm going to repeat. So it's kind of fun. Scoot them on down. So there's my pattern. So we're going to do the 9 seed beads. We're going to do the check glass round, the silver rondelle, the red rondelle, the silver rondelle, and the green round. And we're going to repeat.
Oh, very nice.
So as I'm repeating that,
Sure.
we can go like to the wine charms, because I love those wine charms. And that uses the ring memory wire.
It does, yeah, and that's kind of that's a neat little gift. I know oftentimes when we're gifting things for the holidays, we don't know what size someone's wrist might be or what size of necklace they might prefer. So, you know, if you know someone who enjoys wine or, you know, is just kind of throwing a holiday party, this makes a beautiful hostess gift, because the great thing is that you can personalize all those charms to that person, you know, or this is one of those great little things where if you're having guests come over and they get a glass of wine, you can have a wine charm, and then that can be their little takeaway gift for you. So this is actually kind of, it's really, really easy. This uses Swarovski crystals and Swarovski crystal pearls and some beautiful charms there. And what I want to show you is that it's really easy to kind of get onto. You can kind of see just looking down the top there, it becomes like a little S curve, but it kind of snaps back into shape, so this sits around the base of your wine glass. But this is just a loop and a half of memory wire, and it's really easy, and it doesn't take that many supplies. So again, even if you wanted to get all kinds of different charms and make them all the same color, I sort of coordinated mine here. I wanted to really make my piece colorful. But yeah, this is a great little use of that ring memory wire, because again, you are getting so much. So this is one of those things where you could, you know, you don't even have to include a charm if you're going to use different colors. So that's also an option as well. But a great little hostess gift, or kind of a last minute little gift for someone. I know oftentimes, you know, there's someone that comes up, or, you know, they'll give you a gift and then you're like, oh shoot, I didn't get anything for them. So you'll have some wine charms at the ready.
Yes. And they really do work. If you've been to a gathering and you're like, there's 6 glasses of wine here on this table, which one is mine? Then you know which wine charm to look for. So that's what their point is. They're very pretty, but they're actually really functional too.
Well, and you know, I know I brought back some wine charms from a recent trip of mine, and we gave them as a gift, and they became a conversation starter, because it was like, oh, where did you get them? They're so neat, and you know, just that kind of thing. Or it's just like, oh, I love candy cane, so I'm going to choose the candy cane one.
Right.
It shows people's personality just a little bit, which is fun. It's fun at a Christmas party.
Very fun.
All right, so one of the other things I want to show you guys here, and this is another great little gift, and this is a beautiful little beaded bead ornament. And you can just imagine what this looks like on a tree with that light sparkling through the back. This is an ornate beaded bead. We have an entire video that walks you through every single step to make these. They're really fun, and again, a great use of some, these are all Czech glass beads here, but you can also use crystals as well. So this is sort of a big daddy version of some of the earrings that we've made in the past, just using slightly larger beads. So that is the beaded bead ornament. And if you are looking at these brick stitch ornaments, we showed you these in the beginning here, but these are really fun too. You can create your own little patterns. I created the form for you guys, so you guys will know exactly how many beads each one is. But the great thing about this is a trio here, and if you purchase all 3 colors, the red, the green, and the white, you'll actually be able to make all 3. So that's a great thing. I spent a lot of time on those patterns to make sure that you could make at least 3. I thought that would be kind of fun. And then this is actually really cute here. This uses the Swarovski Crystal Hot Fix. Now these are crystals here, but what I did is I kind of stuffed it, and I put 2 pieces of ultra suede together and just created a bead embroidered beaded edge. And what was nice is I created a fun little pattern on the front and a nice little initial on the back. You could put a year, you could put a name, whatever it is. So it kind of is a nice little poofy ornament, you know, something that won't come crashing down to the floor. I know we all have those shatterproof ornaments because we all have pets and children, you know. So, but this is a nice little sort of squishy one that won't come crashing. Always on the lookout for that. All right, so Julie's doing pretty good there.
Yeah, I'm almost done, and I actually can just go ahead and wrap this up, because you can make this as long or as short as you want.
Wonderful.
So what I can do is I can show you what I've got, because you get the idea here. You just keep repeating it, and this one here is longer, but we're going to wrap this guy up. So what you'll do is once you've done the coils that you want, again, you're just going to take your memory wire cutters, trim it, so you've got about that 1/2 inch again. Then take your round nose, make the little loop. And for this loop, what I want to do is I want to bend it up a little bit. And I'm just bending it. And I want to bend this loop down a little bit. So you're just really kind of making the memory wire do what you want it to do.
That's cool.
And it does.
And it stays.
It stays perfectly.
Yeah, no other wire will really do that for you the way you need memory wire to.
Yeah, it'll end up distorted. You won't get like the nice round loops.
Especially because this is something that you're going to be, you know, probably putting in a box and bringing out year after year, you know.
All right, so I'm going to open my little simple wire loop here on the little dangle I made, and I'm just going to connect it to the loop here for the memory wire. And now I'm going to do one of my little handy dandy pre-made ornaments. So I cut this, or ornament hooks. I cut that off, and then maybe it'll be easier to see this time. I'm just bending it. So I'm almost making like an S shape, like a figure 8. And again, I'm just forcing this memory wire to do what I want it to do. There we go. Make a loop. So I got that little loop now. We're just going to open that up and put it on to our little ornament. Close it on up. And there we go. And so you've got that ornament now.
I love that.
So very easy to do, and another fun project to do with friends or with family.
Well, and
because everyone likes putting beads on.
Exactly. I was going to say, and it's nice to see that you can make it in different little lengths. You know, if you're looking at, oh, I ran out of beads. Okay, well, I'll just finish this one, on to the next one.
Exactly. There's no wrong way to do these ones too.
Well, and you know what's funny is, you know, as we're decorating for the holidays, I know a lot of people, you know, growing up, my mom always, we had our traditional tree with all the kids' ornaments on it.
Yeah.
And then my mom always had a white tree.
Oh, pretty.
So it was all white and silver and really beautiful. And, you know, so I was just kind of looking at the filigree that you have over there, and I was like, that would be really beautiful on that tree, you know, because a lot of people go, you know, maybe vintage style, or, you know, they love the color red. I mean, we had friends, they had a beautiful red and green tree, and that was all that was on that tree, and it was gorgeous, you know. So it's great to do some color coordination too when you're thinking about your holiday decorations.
Absolutely, or if you know someone who has that white or crystal tree, you can make something specific for them.
Exactly, yeah.
All right, so I think we're almost ready to get our giveaway winner. So I'm going to just show you a little bit more up close the filigree pieces. This is your last chance. Get your comments in there, and then Brian will pick a winner at random.
Yes.
All right, so I'm going to show you what's on this half of the table, and then we'll go ahead and pick the giveaway winner. So another thing you can do with Czech glass beads, and these are actually the same beads that I used for these ornaments, is you can make little napkin rings.
So cute.
So we have this project on the website. It's very easy to do. It's just a little bit of bead weaving, and you can make a nice set of them. So you could do 4 or 6. So that's another great little hostess gift, or just a regular gift. If you are looking for that person who kind of has everything, you can be like, I bet they don't have these pretty little napkin rings. And then I've got this ornament here too, and this uses a big Swarovski crystal at the base. And this is just simple wire loops. So these are just eye pins and simple wire loops, which is really nice. And then here we've done the wire wrapping of the filigree. And if you look on the back, you can't even really see the wire. And I doubled this one. I made this one a little bit sturdier by putting 2 of these together. And I've just got some charms, and you've already seen this one. And then over here, a little classic beaded ornament topper. And again, we have the full tutorial as well as the video on how to do this guy. And you can make it bigger to go on a bigger ornament if you like. And then these were a kit from last year, actually. These little fringe earrings in the Christmas color palette. So a lot of fun things you can do for the holidays.
Yeah, lots of great giftable items. You know, Christmas ornaments do make a great gift if you don't quite know someone's style that they might want to wear year round or something. But yeah, this is wonderful. And don't forget, you know, if you are giving jewelry as a Christmas gift, don't forget about New Year's. So if you're thinking about like, oh, maybe I'll do like a black and silver thing that they can wear for New Year's, you know, maybe a pretty headband or necklace or, you know, just whatever it is. But yeah, because they will want to probably wear it beyond December.
Yes. Absolutely.
So that's a great little tip as well. So if you're, you know, thinking ahead, not that I want to think ahead to New Year's yet, but, you know, give them something that they can wear into the new year, or something that has perhaps a wintry theme.
Yeah, great tip.
Because it's winter everywhere but Los Angeles. Sorry.
It was high 40s this morning.
I know. And it rained yesterday.
It rained
quite a bit.
It felt a little bit more seasonal.
Yeah, just a little bit.
All
right, Brian, do we have our giveaway winner?
All right.
All right, so congratulations to Edwardine Jones.
Yay.
So congratulations. All you need to do is email us at service@beadaholique.com and we will get your shipping information and send out this beautiful giveaway. And if you guys are curious, these are all kits. You can shop these at beadaholique.com. We still have our holiday sale going on right now. And speaking of giveaways, our 12 giveaways of Christmas will be starting on Monday. So be sure to check out the designer's blog for that information. And of course, we'll be posting that on Facebook as well.
It's a very fun time of year. Happy holidays, everyone.
Have a wonderful holiday, and we'll see you back here in the new year. Bye.